What up, soul siblings? My name is Michael. Welcome to Misfit Tarot, where you can come as you are and feel right at home, because when no one fits in, everyone has a place. So today's reading is going to be, what is this relationship meant to teach you? And I'm really excited for this one because this is the first relationship that I'm doing on my channel. And the reason I've waited so long to do one is because I take them very seriously. And I have many thoughts on relationship readings, but instead of getting into all of that right now in this intro, all I want to say is that all tarot readings should be encouraging and empowering. So if you guys are ever watching any kind of readings that make you feel discouraged or confused or disempowered, I really suggest that you guys think twice before you watch any more of those. One more thing I also want to say is that for this reading, when I say relationships, that could be any type of relationships. Romantic, platonic, anything in between, any type of relationship that you can think of. My intention is that this reading will be able to apply to that relationship. So with that being said, let's get on to your reading selection so that we can pick your group and get into it. Later. Hey, what's up, guys? So we got two options for you today. Group 1 is going to be the panda. Group 2 is going to be the kitty. So go ahead and take your time. Pause the video if you need to. I would say think about the person on your mind that you want this reading to be about. You could even do 2 different people, one for each. But yeah, as you're thinking about the person, see which animal is calling to you. And I will see you guys in your reading. Later. What up, Group 1? You guys chose the panda. This is going to be your reading for what the relationship on your mind is meant to be teaching you. And we're going to start out with my song deck. And the first question we're asking is just the title of the reading. What is this relationship meant to teach you? And we're going to get kind of general energy about that. Okay. So for your guys' song, you got Numb by Linkin Park. So, I mean, the lyrics that are coming to mind, it's pretty much the whole thing, but it starts out, tired of being what you want me to be, feeling so fakeless, lost under the surface. Don't know what you're expecting of me. Caught under the pressure of walking in your shoes. Every step that I take is another mistake to you. And then, of course, the main lyrics are, it says, I've become so numb, I can't feel you there. Become so tired, so much more aware. Becoming this, all I want to do. Just be more like me and be less like you. So, I think that whatever relationship you're asking about, it seems like it's here to help you be more yourself, step into your higher self, step into your authenticity, because obviously all those lyrics in that song and just the general energy of it, it's painting the picture of somebody who, you know, like he says, I'm tired of being what you want me to be. It says a lot of stuff like that. It seems like maybe up until this relationship that you've been in, And remember, this is going to be for romantic, platonic, friendships, family, whatever. I'm not going to get specific into any one. It's you guys choose whatever relationship, and whatever messages come through, or you're going to be able to apply to any of those. But it seems like up until this relationship that you're thinking of and that you're asking about, um, and maybe even now into the present, you guys have this pattern of maybe people pleasing, maybe, um, blending into your surroundings, kind of being, yeah, kind of that feeling of blending in and hiding yourself away. And this relationship is somehow, like I said, meant to teach you to stop doing that and to start being your true self at all times, because when you're not, then it leads to this kind of energy where you have resentment towards the people around you, um, when really it's not their fault. It's our fault. It's our fault for. And as I say that, I feel like that's oversimplifying it. So let me say it this way. It can be that the people surrounding us, are trying to make us small, like especially when we're in childhood. Our parents can do this. A lot of adults in our lives can do this. We can do this to each other as children and teens and all that, and even young adults based off stuff that we've learned. Um, but it becomes our responsibility as we become adults to, you know, put it into our own hands and say, I could sit around and blame everybody else all day for not seeing the true me, for not asking about the true me, but at the end of the day, like, it's our responsibility to choose our circle and to choose the people that we're going to spend our time around. And it's also our responsibility to choose if we're going to let out our true selves and possibly be, judged, not accepted, those kind of things. Or, do we want to be accepted, but be accepted for just a part that we're playing? And I think that's a good transition to go into this card that you guys got from the Inner Child Oracle, which is the Actor. And it says, I know how to act properly and wisely in this situation. And I think, that goes with the song that you got, of Numb, because, like I said, he says it's tired of being who you want me to be, caught under the pressure of walking in your shoes. It's like, yeah, I get the feeling that maybe you guys have been putting on some kind of facade, been acting in some way, in a way, like I said, that's not authentic. So that's really being brought to the surface. I know this isn't really talking about the relationship so much yet, but I think, first we have to get into kind of the energy that you guys are in, before we start looking specifically at how this relationship is going to help you learn this lesson and heal that. But um, yeah, I think maybe this relationship. So I think it could go one of two ways. I think some of the people watching this relationship is putting them in this situation. The person that they're in a relationship with doesn't see them for how they are, doesn't accept them for how they are. So this relationship is meant to teach you to, either walk away from this relationship because it's not the type of person that you're meant to be with, or that, you know, being in this relationship is meant for you to step up to the challenge of, with this person, you know, making that change of going from, you know, okay, this person knows me like this, and so far I've been hiding myself away and I've been acting a certain way to make them happy or to make them accept me. But now I need to try, you know, if this relationship is really meant to be, then I should be able to be my true self at all times. And like I said, if it's really meant to last, then you guys will stay together. That's not going to end anything. Even if it's hard in the beginning, you know, they will make the choices and do the work necessary to accept you for how you are. But I think it's really coming through that it's your spirit team is kind of saying, and I think it's maybe your higher self is saying, like, you cannot keep hiding yourself away. You cannot keep betraying yourself by not being your authentic self, in this relationship and in all your relationships in general. But the one you're asking about specifically, I think, like I said, is your chance to make it change when it comes to this. And I hope, I mean, I'm just going to say, and for some of you, this relationship is hopefully a safe space where you guys can do that. I'm not going to tell you if it is or if it's not. Like I said, for some people, this is, you know, kind of a karmic relationship that's meant to teach you something. For some of you guys, like I said, this may end up being something that continues. But yeah, I think it's important to go into it with the intention and the expectation of thinking, you know, hopefully this person will be a safe space for me to express myself, and hopefully they will have the capacity to see me go through these changes, and they will have the capacity to accept me as I am, even if it's not how they've known me in the past. But I also think it's very important to remember that if you start, you know, being more authentic, and this person doesn't like that, or if they say that it's all good, but then their actions don't match what they're saying, if they keep, you know, if their actions keep trying to keep you how you've been in the past, then that's really important to recognize. And if that's happening, it's very important that you guys keep an open mind, and keep an open mind that maybe, you know, maybe this relationship is not good for you, and that you may need to let it go moving forward. With this fortune card, I think this is just a message from your spirit team coming through, that, like, this card talks about, you know, misfortune turning into fortune, something that basically was bothering you in the past, bad for you in the past. Now it can be, you know, your good luck. It can be a blessing for you. And like I said, I think this is just kind of a message for you guys to remember that if this happens to be a situation where you try to make this change and the relationship doesn't make it through that process, and you end up not being as aligned with this person as you thought, I think this is just kind of, you know, like, assurance from your spirit team to know that even though it's really going to hurt now, going through this process, it's going to, like I said, bring you good fortune. It's going to bring you your soul tribe. It's going to bring you those people that you've been wishing for, that you've been, praying are out there, that you maybe have not been connected with as much as you would like. And then also here we have from the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle, mirror, treat your body like the palace it is. I think that's a message of, man, you know what? Like, I hope I haven't been too vague or confusing so far in this reading, but now that I'm seeing all the energy together, it seems like, yeah, the relationship that you're asking about, that there is kind of a problem with you being able to express yourself. I think the problem is that you guys are a very compassionate person, a very understanding person, and whoever this person that you're in a relationship with, they kind of have some issues that they're not really working on, and I think that you're getting caught up in that. So if that doesn't apply, then maybe this isn't the reading for you. But yeah, I'm really feeling it strongly now that the picture is being painted that this relationship that you're asking about, it's not healthy at the moment. It has the potential to be, but the whole reason I made this reading the way I did, apart, different from many other relationship readings, is that I don't want us living in the potentials of a relationship. I've done that many times in my past. I know a lot of people in the spiritual community, a lot of people watching these relationship tarot readings do that. They watch readings and hear about this potential future with somebody, and they kind of ignore what's actually going on right now. So I just think that with this mirror card and treat your body like the palace it is, I think one, it's saying be careful of, with everything we've been saying, be careful of how much you're mirroring this person that you're in a relationship with, because sometimes that's not being authentic. You know what I mean? If the person that you're with has some kind of unhealthy habit, and because you're in a relationship with them and because you love them and you don't want them to feel judged, or you don't want them to feel like you don't accept them how they are, or all these ways that we can complicate it, now you are starting to partake in this unhealthy habit with them. That's kind of what I'm feeling with this card saying treat your body like the palace it is, and mirror is like maybe there's ways like that, or that was just, no, I mean, unhealthy habits could apply to a lot of things, so actually I think that's a pretty good way to put it. But yeah, if there's anything that this person that you're asking about is doing that, if you weren't in this relationship with this person, that you wouldn't be doing, that's really something to think about, and maybe that's something that your higher self wants you to change, and kind of work on placing boundaries with this person, having boundaries of, okay, if you want to do that, I can't control you, but I can't pretend anymore that I want to do that too. And, you know, even though it might suck that now we don't have this time together where we're doing that thing, it's just not healthy for me. It's just bottom line, it's not something that I actually want to do for myself. It's only something that I do because you do it. And then, again, really see how your person reacts to this, and hopefully they will respect that and say, you know what, that's good. I want you to do what's best for you. Um, I'm not gonna speculate on if they're gonna keep doing the thing or not, but the focus is on you. Like I said, with this reading, I want this reading to be empowering. I want all readings to be empowering. I want it to be about you, not about what is this person thinking, what is our future going to be, when is this going to happen. Like, I want it to be, what can I do right now to better my life? So, like I said, for you guys, it's really, being more authentic, kind of detaching a little bit from your relationship, having, a healthy level of attachment and a healthy level of detachment. Like I said, setting boundaries, and I think that's kind of where we're at so far. And now another lyric is coming into my head from the song where he says, "Can't you see that you're smothering me? Holding too tightly, afraid to lose control." So maybe there's an element of that going on. Maybe you feel like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. If you guys feel like you need a little bit more freedom in the relationship, if you feel like, if there's this fear in this relationship of, you can tell your person is afraid that you'll leave them or that they'll lose you or something, so then that makes you afraid to go off and do your own thing more often, because you feel like, oh, if I don't take this person with me, if I don't include them, then they're gonna feel a certain type of way. I think that's a message coming through right now where it's like, it's a beautiful thing to have a relationship with somebody. It's a beautiful thing to do things together. But at the end of the day, this journey is our own, and it's just not as fulfilling to be doing things out of obligation as it is to do things out of genuinely listening to your intuition and saying, what do I want to do? If there's something that you want to do and you say, oh, I want to go with this person, but then this person that you're doing this reading about comes into your mind and you say, oh, well, if I don't ask them to go with me, then maybe, they'll be sad and they won't have anything to do without me, or, they'll think that I don't care about them as much, or, you know what I mean? All those things that could come in of this other person's experience. But if, like I said, if this relationship is truly meant to last, if this relationship is truly healthy, that person should always respect your decisions, if they're coming from an authentic place. If you want to do something without them, you should be allowed to do so. Like, not even allowed, but that is your right to do so, and you should feel comfortable to do so. So yeah, that's one more thing coming through. You guys got another last card here for this part of the reading, and it says, Sun, paint the sun back into your sky. So I think that kind of just goes with the general energy here of there's something you guys have probably been having this feeling like you're longing for a change in this relationship, but maybe you haven't known how to get that change because you're waiting for the other person to change. You might keep telling yourself, oh, when they get over this, or once they deal with this, or once they get more comfortable with this, or once they learn how to do this, then things will get better for us. But that's a really dangerous way of thinking, because that's how people get stuck in relationships that aren't serving them, that get stuck in relationships that are unhealthy. So I think with this card, saying paint the sun back into your sky, it's saying like take more control over your own situation. Take the control that you have in this relationship and stop giving it to the other person. If you want things to change, you paint that sun back into your sky. You make the change. If the other person is not willing to, then you have to let them deal with the consequences of that. Like, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm getting. It always, at a certain point, my mind just goes blank, and that's like, okay, we're done with this part. So I'm going to put all these cards up here so I can maybe reference them as we go. But now we're going to pull out the Inner Child Oracle and see, ask, how is this relationship meant to heal your inner child? Okay. How is this relationship meant to heal Group 1's inner child? Alright, so you guys got Pippin with vulnerability. Let's see what he has to say. And with this card already, being that there's all this pink and green in the image, pink and green are both colors of the heart chakra. So I feel like maybe that's something you guys want to focus on, is maybe, just reading up on heart chakra healing, heart chakra meditation, sounds, that kind of thing, if you're into it. But mostly just, when it comes to the heart chakra, I think of unconditional love, and just being everything that we've been talking about already. It seems like, the love here is not very unconditional. You guys are not having unconditional love for yourself. You're not, setting boundaries where they need to be set. And it seems like the other person might not be having unconditional love for you either. Being that you guys feel afraid for some reason or in some way to be your authentic self with them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just one thing coming up based off seeing those colors. But I'm just going to read this here. Hi there, my name is Pippin. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I know no other way. I feel a sense of openness and trust with the world, and I am not scared to be vulnerable. My sense of self and my ability to articulate hard and uncomfortable feelings helps the people around me do the same. When Pippin comes to visit, you may want to look at the level of vulnerability in your safe relationships. Are there places you are holding back or putting up a wall to keep yourself safe? The deepest and most genuine connections come when we can express our authentic selves safely. Freedom to express your authentic self will allow you to deepen your connection to yourself and others. Just like Pippin, it's important to know that it might not be comfortable or easy, and yes, you may get hurt. Thus is life. But you will get through it, honoring yourself every step of the way. And that is worth it all. Begin to look at the ways you close yourself off or dim your light out of fear. When the fears and doubts arise, take a deep breath, tune in, and affirm for your inner child that you are safe. Practice being more authentic and vulnerable each and every day. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. How many times did I say authentic in this reading, and then Pippin comes out. So the mantra for Pippin is, it is safe to be seen and express how I feel. So yeah, I mean, with that, I think just the big thing that we're kind of getting at here is in this relationship, there are things going unsaid by you. There are boundaries being unset, and it's out of fear, because that's a very vulnerable position to be put in, to know that there's somebody that you have a great amount of love for that you don't want to lose, but you know that if you are vulnerable and you do wear your heart on your sleeve and you do express your authentic emotions and thoughts, that it might not go well, and that this person might not receive that, this person might not be able to accept that or keep up with the direction that you're going in life. It's scary, but at the same time, by not doing that, you're staying stuck, and the relationship is never going to progress past where it is right now, and you're going to keep feeling, the same frustrations. You're going to keep having the same issues come up in this relationship, and you're going to start building resentment towards this person, because you're going to keep saying, oh, I'm doing everything to cater to this person, I'm doing everything for this person that I can, but they're still not meeting my needs, you know what I mean? Or they're still not going in the direction that I want them to go in. But the shitty thing is, that happens sometimes. Sometimes we have a relationship with somebody and we're going the same way for a little while, but then, we grow and we learn and we change, and sometimes we grow in different ways from this other person. That's what choice is all about. And I think that you guys are afraid that this person might not choose to change and grow in the direction that you're changing and growing in. But it basically comes down to, your options are either you betray yourself and you go in the direction that this other person is going, which, like I said, is only going to end in resentment and more problems later anyways, or you can take a chance now, be vulnerable, be authentic, try to, set your boundaries, speak your truths, whatever you're thinking, whatever you've been hiding with this person, or whatever you've been suppressing. Maybe you've been trying to hint at things, but I think it's time to be more direct with this person and really just, put it all out there, put your, your heart on the line, because there is a chance that this person will respond to everything. Maybe not right away, may not be easy, but I think that chance is worth taking to have the relationship that you want. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's just saying, don't let the fear of what could go wrong prevent you from seeing what could go right. I think you will really regret it if you don't, take this advice and take this opportunity to be vulnerable and to really, to really show up for yourself and, live the life that you want to live, and advocate for the relationships that you want to have, not just go along with whatever you think this person is able to offer or whatever kind of relationship you think that they want. Your needs are important too. And again, I'm reaching that that cutoff point, so I think that's all we have to say there for your inner child. So now for the last part, I'm going to bring out the tarot and just get some advice and guidance from your spirit team. Probably not going to pull too much because we've already had plenty of advice and guidance come out for this relationship and this energy. But yeah, I just want to say I know this is not a super easy reading to get, but like I said, I hope it is empowering, and I hope that you guys, can find the strength to like I said, advocate for yourself and, bring forth the changes that you guys want to see in this relationship and the changes that you want to see in yourself. I'm sure, I know that being in this energy, it's hard. We feel disappointed in ourselves because we keep saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna speak up about this, and then we get scared, and there's no shame in that. That's natural. Like I said, it comes from a place of loving somebody and not wanting to lose them, but also that comes from a place of fear of losing something. But a hard lesson that I've learned through my spiritual journey is that if you lose something, it wasn't meant for you. And I know that's something that's like so easy to say, but it's really hard to accept. But I think that's important for you guys to keep in mind. Like, as much as you can, try not to cling to anything, not even just talking about this relationship now, of anything in life, whether it's a job, a material possession, whatever, any kind of relationship. Like, try not to cling to that thing so much that you'll do anything to not lose it, because if you're going to lose it, you're going to lose it anyways, and you can put yourself through a lot of stress and a lot of trouble by trying to hold on to things that need to leave your life, if that makes sense. And then also, like I said, we can hold ourselves back from blessings by giving into that fear, because like I said, in this relationship, things could totally make a 180 and things could get so much better. You could have the relationship be exactly how you've been wanting it to be, but if you don't take that risk and face that fear of losing it, then you won't really have what you want anyways, you know what I mean? So with the tarot coming out and with us asking for advice and guidance from your spirit team, Three of Pentacles in reverse is telling me that maybe you guys look for outside validation or outside advice, funnily enough. when it comes to making decisions in this relationship, maybe you look for, maybe you talk to friends, maybe you talk to family, maybe you ask them, what should I do with this person? What should I do in this relationship? Maybe you're watching readings asking, what's my future going to be like with this person? Are they going to change? Or, is our relationship going to last or whatever? But I think that, this card came out right now because your team really wants you to kind of, I don't have really an eloquent way to say this, but stop doing that and look within yourself. Ask your own intuition. Get in touch with yourself, and instead of saying what could happen, what do other people think I should do, just ask, what do you want to happen? What do you want to do? Things can be a lot more simple than we think if we just let them be. If we just take out all these confusing, factors out of it and just focus on the most important factor, which is, what do we want, So, I mean, that's really what I'm getting there. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, just get more in touch with your own intuition to see what you think the right moves are, what you think is the best action to take, because I think that's probably something you guys do, is you have a thought of what you should do in this relationship or in a certain situation, and you say, oh, but what if this happens? Oh, but what if this happens? Like, a lot of things could happen. That's part of life, is, that's where the vulnerability comes in, is like, we can't always know what's going to happen, but if we don't at least try and take a chance on what we want, then, like I said, we live with regret, we live with resentment, we live out of fear, and we miss out on opportunities, we miss out on happiness, we miss out on blessings. So yeah, just really what I get from this is, like, don't look for everyone else to tell you the right move to make. You know what you want. You know what changes you want to see. So, find the courage to make decisions based off that. And with the Seven of Swords is, going back to the whole thing of authenticity, being honest. You are you're not being authentic right now. There's maybe, what's coming to mind right now is, there are needs that you have. There's needs that you have, and there's things that you want. They're both equally important. I feel like you guys might think only your needs are important. Like, oh, I want this to change in my relationship. It would be nice if things could be like this, but I don't need that. I could put up with things just being this way for the other person because it's easier for them. That's not fair to you. Like, you can't keep living like that. It's just not fair to you. Please think about what's fair to you, and stop putting everyone else's needs and desires and what they want over yours. If you believe, and that's again with this unconditional love of the pink and green from the heart chakra, if you really believe that this person that you're in a relationship has every right to do what they want to do, then it makes sense that if you truly believe that, then you should believe that for yourself too. It doesn't make sense that someone else outside of you should deserve autonomy and should deserve to have boundaries up of what they will and will not do, and you can't. That's not fair. So yeah, with this Seven of Swords coming out, it's like, stop putting your desires aside for other people, and stop deceiving yourself and saying that I don't need this. Like, your wants are your needs. Like, yeah, maybe your basic needs are like, I just need, to eat and sleep and drink water or whatever. But it's like, if that's all you're getting out of life, you're not gonna enjoy it very much. And you deserve to enjoy your life. Like, just really raise the bar of what you accept for yourself. Raise the bar of what you're worthy of. Because you deserve it just as much as you believe everybody else does. It's not fair for you to do everything for everybody else and then just be accepting the bare minimum for yourself. And I think I'm going to leave it at that, because I think if I keep talking on that, I'm just going to keep repeating myself. But that's all I have for you guys, Group 1. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I really hope this reading meant something to you. I'm sending you guys peace, love, and healing energy. And I really wish you all the best moving forward in this relationship. And I really hope that you guys will be good to yourselves and will show yourselves some more love, because I can see that you're really good at just giving so much love and support to other people, but if you don't start giving that to yourself more, you're gonna end up in a miserable place. So I tried to end that on on a good note, but yeah, I love you guys. Best of luck to you. You got this. And until next time, later. What up, Group 2? You guys chose the kitty. This is going to be your reading for the relationship on your mind and what it is meant to be teaching you. So, to start out, we're just going to ask exactly that. What is this relationship meant to be teaching you? And I'm going to pull a bunch of oracle cards and see what they have to say about it. Okay, starting out with my homemade song deck. The song you guys got is Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe by Kendrick Lamar. Love that for you guys. Love that song so much. Definitely one of my all-time favorites. But yeah, he says, I am a sinner who's probably gonna sin again. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me things I don't understand. Sometimes I need to be alone. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I would share 'em, but today I'm yelling, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. But yeah, anyways, I think with this song coming out for what this relationship is meant to teach you, it's like, I think this relationship is teaching you more confidence in yourself, I guess, because when I listen to this song, I definitely feel confident. You know, he says, look inside of my soul and you can find gold and maybe get rich. Look inside of your soul and you can find doubt and never exist. So I think that, yeah, with this relationship, it's kind of meant to build up your confidence. I think your relationship with this person is probably one that's very healthy for you. I think it's one that's going to help you grow moving forward. And especially with this card coming out, you got Mural, be your own first priority. I'm getting the feeling with this relationship, like your relationship with this person, that they really, one, build you up. You know, like they big you up. They say things to make you feel confident. Maybe they tell you you look nice. They tell you, you know, that you're smart. They make you feel good about the things that you're doing. Maybe things that you create. You know, they're very supportive of you. I think that they see you in a way that maybe not a lot of people do. Especially with this moon card coming out as well, because the moon can talk about, you know, things that are hidden, things that, you know, are kind of cloudy, dreamy, hazy, maybe, you know, things that not everybody sees. And yeah, like I said, just with the whole thing of Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe by Kendrick coming out and talking about confidence, and with this one saying be your own first priority, I think this relationship is here to just do exactly that, to inspire you to be your own first priority. Maybe this person is somebody who's very independent, and that's something that you admire about them, and something that, you know, just by watching them be their genuine selves and be their own first priority, maybe that's something that you see of like, oh man, I wish I could be, you know, more independent like them, or, you know, show up for myself more like this person does. But yeah, I think what this relationship is meant to teach you is that everything that you admire about this person are most likely, you know, if you admire them, there are things that you like, there are things that you yourself also embody. But again, with this moon card coming out, maybe it's not something that you recognize so much. Like, you recognize it in other people, but you don't recognize it in yourself. So I think your relationship with this person is meant to, you know, like I said, build your confidence up in such a way to where, you know, you can feel proud of yourself, and you can feel looking at yourself the way you do when you look at people like this person that you're asking about in this relationship. Also, with Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe coming up and saying, you know, I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I think this person is also meant to teach you boundaries. Maybe you guys are more of a soft-spoken type. Maybe you guys don't like to cause waves or ruffle any feathers. And again, maybe this person that you're asking about, maybe they are a little bit more comfortable with that. Maybe they're a bit more comfortable embodying this energy of like, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Like, you know, maybe they tell you like, you know, if these people are like this, like, I don't fuck with them. And you're kind of like, oh wow, I wish I could just be so like, you know, detached like that, or just, I wish I could be so honest like that and not worry about other people's feelings so much. So I think, you know, that's another thing that this relationship is trying to teach you is like, yeah, because that goes same with this be your own first priority. Like, your vibe is important. The things that you want are important. And you shouldn't have to hide those things away to make everybody else comfortable. And you shouldn't have to make yourself small to try to make other people comfortable. I think I'm feeling the energy now that maybe you guys kind of worry, yeah, like I said, about how people might judge you, or they might think that you're too much, or you're being a show off, or you think you're better than other people. But, you know, I don't think that's the case. You might be better than other people are just naturally, you know, but that comes from a lot of hard work. You work on yourself, and you dedicate yourself to things that you care about. So, you know, it's very important to remember that in a space with other people involved, you know, just because you being yourself might upset other people or make them uncomfortable, that's not your responsibility, you know? Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Like, you guys, this person is here to teach you to stop making yourself small for other people. This person sees you as, you know, the bright shining light that you are. This person sees you for everything you are, for all of your potential, but you may not be expressing all that right now, because you can kind of be, you know, like I said, in your head about everybody else's feelings and how your actions are going to affect other people. But, you know, this relationship is here to help you embody more of this energy of like, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Like, sorry if I'm killing your vibe, but like, my vibe is my vibe, and I'm gonna live in it, you know? And like how I was saying earlier, how he says, look inside of my soul and you can find gold and maybe get rich. Look inside of your soul and you can find doubt and never exist. I think that's another thing that you have, you know, to offer is like, your soul is, like I said, you work on your spiritual growth. You work on probably every aspect of your life, and trying to grow in those ways. I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this reading, this is part of it. Like, you're watching it to see, you know, what you're meant to be learning, and, you know, things that will help you grow. And not everybody, you know, unfortunately does that. But again, like I said, just because other people aren't going to understand, you know, kind of the level that you're at, and the depth at which you live your life, doesn't mean that you can't express yourself that way. You know what I mean? Because there will be people like this person that you're asking about that will see it, and you'll make more relationships like that. But those people won't be able to recognize you. They won't be able to find you if you're always hiding away, if you're always keeping yourself small. So with this last card you got from the Intuition Oracle, you got the Tamer, and it says, I believe my cause to be just without anger at those who disagree. So again, similar thing. I think this person is here to teach you to stand up for what you believe in, to express yourself authentically, no matter what other people might think. And yeah, I think I don't want to keep repeating myself too much, but this is very clear cut, all saying the same thing, that like what you're meant to learn from this relationship is how to step into the spotlight more, how to be the main character in your story more, how to stop letting other people take the spotlight, when you deserve it just as much as they do. If not more so, because like I said, you've done so much spiritual work, you do so much deep inner work and healing, that like you have things to offer this world. You have things to say that will impact people. If you're creative, the things that you create, they will have an effect on people. So yeah, I feel like you're just being called in this next stage of your life, and this relationship will help with you really stepping into your purpose and your power. So that's what I got for the main energy from you guys. Very, very clear cut, very straight to the point. So we're going to move on now to the inner child oracle and ask, how is this relationship meant to heal your inner child specifically? And then if anything else comes up in the meantime, we'll talk about that. But okay. For your inner child, you guys got Ava with innocence. And we're going to go ahead and see what that means. And I'm just thinking right now, looking at this, this girl in the picture, Ava, she has green hair, and I'm just thinking how like so many people in this world, they judge people based off like their physical appearance, how they express themselves. I hear people say all kinds of shit about people with tattoos, like just really nasty things and very judgmental things, like they're ruining their bodies, or basically just like by expressing themselves the way that they want, that they're like doing something so terrible. So I'm thinking, just off the bat, before we even get into this passage, that like maybe as a child you guys were constantly told stuff like that, like made to feel like the way that you guys express yourselves isn't right, or you should be expressing yourself some other way, or if you express yourself a certain way, that makes you less respectable or something like that. And maybe you do physically, like maybe you guys do have tattoos and you say, whatever, or maybe you guys have tattoos and you hide them away in certain situations that maybe you don't have to, just to kind of not have to hear it from people. But I think it's also important to remember that another way of expressing ourselves is like being authentic with our thoughts and our feelings. So maybe that's one way that you guys have been affected, in your lives, and that this relationship is here to help you with, is, maybe with a lot of people you let out your true thoughts about something. Maybe there's a conversation going on and you say your thoughts and people don't really get it, or they don't really agree, but then everybody else is agreeing with each other. So then you kind of feel like, okay, well, fuck, maybe I'll just shut my mouth because, nobody else is with it. But I think your relationship with this person is here to, like I said, build you up and build your confidence, because you can say to this person, the first thing that comes to your mind when you guys have a conversation, you can say your true thoughts, and even if they don't agree, they will respect what you have to say, and they will, have the space to at least understand where you're coming from and why you have the thoughts that you have, and say, yeah, those thoughts are valid. And many times they probably will agree with you, and that this relationship is also here to heal that part of you that maybe thinks that, you know, I'm not going to find people out there that agree with me, so I need to just like hide that part. Like, I'll have my own thoughts, but I'll just keep them to myself, and I don't really need other people to understand that. But we do need to feel understood. That's very important to us. You know, humans are social creatures, and we need to feel like we have a community that gives our life meaning, that gives us joy. So yeah, just the first little thing just off this image here, but I'm gonna go ahead and read her passage, and it says, "Hi there, I'm Ava. I love being alive. Every day I find something new. When I wake up, I feel so excited to see what wonders await me. I never know what I will find out in the world." Ava represents innocence and purity. She has lived a sheltered life, and because so, has not been marked by the hardships of life and the world. She represents the part of your inner child that remains innocent, open, and full of wonder. The part of you who isn't afraid to hope. The part of you that still gets excited about the little things. Unfortunately, through life's disappointments, traumas, and experiences, our innocence and wonder get watered down, blackened even. It can become hard to hope. Parts of us feel undeserving. Parts of us feel like we are deserving of pain and disappointment. And some of us just don't want to experience the letdown, so we never let ourselves rise. Ava is here to restore your innocence and sense of wonder. She is here to encourage you to get excited about life once again. Yes, it can be scary. Yes, you might get disappointed and hurt. But isn't that what life is all about? Experience, wonder, growth. It's time to let yourself live a little. It's time to be excited. Okay, so I think, that's another thing that this person is here to help you with in your journey is, I get the feeling from this person, and just even I keep looking at this kitty. They just look so like, happy and carefree. And I get the feeling from you that maybe you don't feel that way. Maybe you guys are a little more reserved because, like I said, over time, through traumas and letdowns, like, you just don't feel comfortable just being yourself all the time, because people have, judged you or made fun of you or, made you feel like an outsider or things like that. But I think this person has come into your life to, like I said, remind you that there are people in this world who get you and who you can connect with, and that you can just be your genuine self around. You don't have to think about what you're going to say. That's a very freeing feeling, and I'm sure that you guys don't feel that a lot. You guys are probably like textbook overthinkers, and in most social situations, you guys are thinking, before you speak, you're thinking, should I say this? Like, is this the right time? Is this the right situation? Are they going to get it? Like, but I think the more that you connect with this person and the more that you see, one, how they accept you for just your raw thoughts and emotions, and two, seeing how they, not just around you, but are probably around anybody, they are comfortable expressing themselves how they are, and they don't hold back, and they don't really trip off hurting people's feelings, or not saying that they're an asshole and they like to hurt people's feelings, but they understand that people's feelings are their own responsibility. If someone hurts your feelings, it's your responsibility to say, hey, I didn't like that, and then there can be a conversation. But to just be judging people as too much or not worthy or whatever, we can't control that. People are going to judge us how they judge us. So with this Ava card coming out with innocence I think that your inner child is really looking for that carefree feeling of, just being yourself. Kids do all kinds of silly shit. They make silly noises. They say silly things. They do silly things with their faces. Like, they'll make the same joke 10 times in a row if they think it's funny. It doesn't matter if you're not laughing anymore. Like, I think that's something that your guy's soul is really craving, and I think that's something that your relationship with this person is really going to help you with. Yeah, so I think, like, I'm hearing that this person wants you to use them. Like, if there's something that you want to do that you don't think other people will really get, or if there's something that you want to do that you're too self-conscious to do with other people, like, use this person. Like, have fun with them. They want to have fun with you, and they want to do fun, carefree stuff, and they're not gonna, if you're gonna do something that you think, oh, I don't know, like, I really want to do this, but maybe this other person would feel embarrassed to do that. Like, they won't. They are, from the energy I'm getting is like, yeah, this person just doesn't really give a shit about what people think about them, and I think that's what you guys kind of want to get to, like, is to that energy of, I am who I am. I accept myself for how I am, and that might sound weird to you because you guys are probably, like, very, like I said, self-conscious, maybe perfectionist. Maybe you guys are probably very hard on yourselves. But it's important to remember that that's not us. We're not born that way. We're born, like I said, these carefree kids that just want to have fun and experiment and be ourselves and say what we're thinking, not say what we think everybody else wants us to say. But then as we grow up, adults and people tell us, like, oh, don't say that, you're supposed to say this. Oh, these people won't like it if you say that. It's all taught. And I just personally believe that one of the most important parts of growing up, and especially when it comes to spiritual growth, is recognizing, and mental health as well, like, and self-love, like, recognizing where we lost our innocence as children and where we were taught these things that just fucking suck the fun out of our lives now, and that make us so mean to ourselves and so hard on ourselves. And finding where that came from, and then recognizing that and letting go of that, and saying, that was somebody else's thoughts, that was somebody else's beliefs, those are not mine. And now that I recognize where those came from, I can let go of that and live my own authentic truth. You know what I mean? So that's about all I'm getting is, your inner child wants to have more excitement, wants to have more fun, and you can't feel that excitement if you're always feeling fear or nervousness of what other people are going to think, or how other people are going to receive you, or how other people are going to judge you, how other people are going to react to you. Like, none of that is your responsibility. And the person on your mind is coming through again to say, like, just pretend that they're there all the time. Pretend that, anytime you're feeling afraid of what people are going to think, pretend that they're in the room with you. If that helps to give you that confidence of, like, if this person was in the room with me right now, like, I could say this and they would have my back and they would understand. Even if everybody else in this room doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about and they think I'm crazy, like, this person knows. And I think that's really sweet, and I think that's really beautiful. So now I'm kind of reaching a block there. I think that's all the messages so far with what we have. So I'm gonna get the tarot out now, and we're just gonna ask for some advice and guidance from your spirit team moving forward on this journey, and with learning how to love yourself more, being your own first priority, how to, you know, have more fun and give less fucks, basically. And how to not let bitches kill your vibe. So group 2 spirit team, what advice and guidance do you guys have for them? Okay, I'm just gonna take those 3. Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Swords in reverse, and Death. Okay, so with the Queen of Pentacles coming out first, I think that the advice for you guys is like, because the Queen of Pentacles knows that she is abundant. She knows that she has a lot to offer, and she offers that willingly and freely. So I think the advice here is just to like remember that that's you. Remember that you guys are just full of value. You guys, you know, and it's not just the things that everybody so far has praised you for. These are probably things that this person that you're asking about is helping you realize are also, you know, positive aspects of your personality, of yourself. So yeah, I think it's, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is giving, the Queen of Pentacles is nurturing. So I think it's just asking for you to kind of put yourself out there more, to give more of yourself, rather than, you know, hiding away all the things that you have inside. It's like you have this treasure in your mind, you have this treasure in your soul, but because of your past, and just honestly because of the way society is and the way that this world is in general, like that treasure inside of you is not appreciated. It's like they see your treasure, but they don't know that it's treasure. You know what I mean? I wish I was good like some of these other tarot readers of thinking of examples, but it's like, I don't know, imagine you went to some country where they don't know what Pokemon cards are, and you're holding this Pokemon card that's worth like thousands of dollars. They're gonna look at it and be like, you know, even if you offered it to them, you're like, oh, here you go, you're trying to do something nice, you're like, you know, here, I want you to have this, because you're trying to give them something of great value, and they look at it and they're like, this is fucking trash, like, and they throw it aside. That's kind of the idea that I'm getting here from this Queen of Pentacles, is like, just because a bunch of people don't see the value in what you have to offer doesn't actually make it less valuable. It just means that it's not for those people. But you need to keep putting that out there, because there are a lot of people out there waiting for that treasure that you have to offer them. And, you know, if you keep hiding away, if you keep playing small, if you keep it, you know, to yourself, you know, to please all the people who don't get it, or to avoid their judgments and all that kind of stuff, then, you know, you're depriving everybody out there who could benefit from all the beautiful valuable things that you have to offer them. So that's a really nice message. You also got the Four of Swords in reverse. I think with the Four of Swords in reverse, the advice is to, I guess, not wait is what I'm hearing. Like with Four of Swords, I kind of get the energy of like taking a break, but when it's in reverse, it gives me the energy of like take action. So I think with this one coming out, it's just kind of saying like, yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's like maybe you guys in your mind are thinking like, oh, one day people will get me. One day I'll have an opportunity to speak in front of people who will understand what I have to say. But it doesn't really work like that. Like I said, you have to put yourself out there in order to attract those people who are going to get it. And unfortunately, part of that process is, like I said, putting yourself out there, and you're going to repel the people who don't get it. And sometimes they might tell you that, but again, just because you express yourself and other people say, I don't like that, or you're wrong, doesn't mean you're actually wrong, and it doesn't mean that, doesn't mean that you're doing anything bad. It just means that it's not for those people. And I think this person is kind of here to help you build a little bit of a thicker skin when it comes to, taking on other people's judgments. Because, not just because, oh, you need to be tough just because. No, it's because, like I said, you guys have something to offer this world, and you have something to offer a lot of people in this world who need you and who need, the wisdom that you have. But, if you can't build that thick skin to where you can put yourself out there and take the judgments and take the criticisms in order to get to, the praise and the appreciation, then kind of everybody loses. You're going to lose that meaning in your life of being able to offer things of value to other people, and they're going to lose out on the valuable things that you have to offer them. So, like I said, I think the advice coming through here is, instead of waiting to be in the right group of people, just try your best to think of every group of people as the right group of people. Like I said, if it helps, think of your person there, and hopefully that will give you the confidence to put yourself out there no matter who you're around. Like, obviously, if it's not safe to express certain thoughts, then, that's a time when we have to, dial it back for our own safety. But if it's not specifically a group of people like that that's going to hurt you or something, like for expressing certain thoughts about things, then I think it's important that you try to do so that you can attract the people you're looking for. And I lost what I was going to say for a second, but it came back. What I was going to say is, the reason we can't wait for the right time or to be in the right group of people is because we can't possibly know that. Like, we can think we can. We are very smart as human beings. We can take in a lot of information and process a lot of information, but we really just can't know everything. So it becomes essential for us to be able to take chances and take risks. So I think that's kind of what this Four of Swords is saying. Like, Four of Swords kind of gives me the energy of somebody who's, playing it safe. Four of Swords in reverse is kind of your spirit team telling you, get out there, take some risks, take some action, without trying to know everything that's going on, because swords is all about mental energy. It's all about our thoughts. So the fact that it's coming out in reverse is telling me that your spirit team wants you to kind of, there's this expression I really like that says, think less, do more. And I try to tell myself that as much as possible, because I'm very much an overthinker, and I try to predict how everything's going to happen before it happens. But I'm realizing as well, like, you just can't do it. Really the best way to know is just by doing it and seeing what happens. Which is scary, like I said, for people who are perfectionists, people who like to be in control all the time. But again, it's all necessary for our growth, because we can't be in control all the time, and perfection doesn't exist. So we gotta work on letting go of that. And with your last card coming up, as far as advice and guidance from your spirit team, with death coming out, it's saying that it's time for a change. It's time to put this version of you who hides themselves, put this version of you who thinks they're not worthy of the spotlight, put this version of you who is not their own first priority. It's time to put that person in the past. It's time for that person to die. And it's time for the new version of yourself, the confident version, the version of you who is excited about life, the version of you who has hope that there are people out there who will understand you, who has hope that, your destiny is as great as you believe it is. It's time for that version of you to be born. And that was pretty much a strong message that I got from that. Like I said, death is all about a version of you dying away that you can never go back to, and a new version of you being born, that you will embody for the next bit of time, until it's time to go through another death and rebirth. But yeah, like I said, for now it's putting to bed the version of you that in any way doesn't believe in themselves, or doesn't believe that there's people out there who will understand them, who will appreciate them, and give birth to the version of you that is just, like I said, the main character, the center of attention, and the person that everybody wants to hear from. So I think that's all I got for you guys, group 2. So thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I really hope this reading meant something to you. I'm sending you guys peace, love, healing energy, and until next time, later.